Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Good to see you today. Very, very, very good to here in Brisbane. We've got a beautiful few things happening for us. Very, very exciting couple of weeks. And today I was like, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I cannot not talk. I couldn't not do this subject because we actually have the virtual assistants here from Philippines. Hey, so exciting. Hey Ray, you're watching from upstairs now, which is great. Yeah, so we actually are in Brisbane based, and we have 4 virtual assistants working for us from the Philippines, and 3 of them are here in Australia right now, which is fantastic. They're upstairs in the office, and I wanted to tell you guys why it's so important for your business to have virtual assistant, to delegate to virtual assistant. So first of all, I would like to know where you're watching from, who you are, where you're watching from, and so that I can say a special hi to you. I know we've got many, many, many people watching here today, and the girls are also starting a watch party, and they're also following here. But you can also join my webinar where you can see the PowerPoint over here. So let's get started. So delegation to virtual assistant. Some people literally ask me, what is a virtual assistant? I'm like, what do you mean what is? You mean who is? People think that is a thing. It's not a person. People think the virtual assistant is like a robot or something. I'm like, no, no, no. It's not Siri. This is actually a virtual assistant. They are, as you can see from this photo, they are beautiful, beautiful people. On the left-hand side on this photo, you have my beautiful virtual assistants, and on the right-hand side, we have my team in the office here. And yeah, I started my business about, wow, six years ago, and well, 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, I think that's where we all started. And I didn't have a virtual assistant at the time. I was doing everything. I was doing, you know, my meetings. I was organizing the meeting. I was putting in the calendar. I was doing that and doing that until one point in time, I forgot to pay my radio for my car, and I got stopped for my cop, and I got a really big fine. And at the time, it was a lot of money, and I was like, oh my God, I literally cannot afford to have a $350 fine because I forgot to bloody pay my radio. And on top of it, I need to pay the registration. So it was like $1,000 coming out of my pocket. And I was devastated. And I really wish that I started to have some help. And I thought, you know what? I just need to allow people to help me. I'm not a machine. I can't do it all by myself, right? I just need someone to help me. So sometimes as business owners, we think we can do it all. You do the marketing, you do the sales, you do the delivery, you find more business, you sell it all. Like it's just continuing going on and on and on and on and on, and it's just exhausting. Let's admit it, it's exhausting. So getting help, it's great, and the same time it's not easy, and that's what people get stopped by. They go, I don't want to delegate because the time that I teach someone how to do it, I might as well have done it myself. And I said, yes, that is true, but at the same time you are not looking at the bigger picture. You're not looking at what's going to happen in the future. And so what I'm thinking about is when you delegate, when you have someone that work for you and with you, is just fantastic, because yes, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time training, and sometimes just like you just wish that they could just jump on the business and know everything and they can do everything for you, but it's not possible. So you got to be patient and train them, and once they're trained, they're gonna take so much of your shoulders, so much more less stress for you, so many things. Like at the point that I now have so much more free space in my brain that I can add more stuff in. Now, obviously, we have 10 people in the team now, but it all started from one virtual assistant. The reason I chose network marketing, let me focus on one thing every business person should be good at: customer acquisition. Yeah, well, that's great, Johnny. I do believe that a virtual assistant can also help you in other things, like, you know, we're going to go through all of them. So virtual assistants are lovely team that live outside of Australia. Usually there are virtual assistants in Australia, but I do recommend to start with, when you are, especially at the beginning of your business, cash flow is a bit a problem. So I say, you know, let's start from people that are not living in Australia. I don't want to start any controversial here, because I do have 6 people in the team now in Australia, and I love them, and it's great. But you also want to make sure that you look after yourself and your finances at the beginning of the business. You can also have team members that cost a little bit less for us in Australia, and you can have them full time with a wage that you couldn't do that in Australia. So I do, I'm all about supporting Australia 100%. Because of that, because having a virtual assistant that you can afford at the beginning, it will allow me to grow the business to now having 6 people in the team here too. They work on your business virtually, so they work on your business from a computer in their house, and they are real people. They are real people, and they work like 8 hours a day for you. And then people go, what, 8 hours? What do you give them to do? I'm like, imagine, it's not your time, double two. It's like fantastic to have someone else to work in your business. It's just so good, and they are super awesome. So why should you have a VA? To delegate what you're not good at. As a lot of people like tell me that they're trying to do their websites, and they're trying to do the graphic design, and they're trying to do, I'm like, why would you spend all your time into something that you're not good at when you could just spend time in something that you're good at? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And so I was like, that doesn't work for me. Like, if I do something that I'm not good at, it's gonna take me like 5 hours, and 5 hours of my time is just so much, because like you said, Johnny, 5 hours of my time, I can find more clients, I can find more business, I can get more money, and I can look after my clients and get a really good review. I cannot do that if I'm doing all the things that I'm not good at, because it's going to take me way too much time. Can we employ a VA part-time? Yeah, Vanessa, you can, absolutely. Vanessa is part of our mafia, and yes, we do have virtual assistants and we do have part-time. But when you start to work on my strategies, Vanessa, I will tell you why you need it full-time. There's no way that you can have a VA part-time. You've got too much stuff to do, right? And the only reason why we would do it part-time is because we're thinking that we can't afford it. We're thinking that, all those things. And I say, no, think about the long term again, think about what's going to happen, think about, that, and just invest in your business, invest in your resources, invest in people that can help you to get the next level. I have a half part-time VA, not using her to my advantage. Andrew, you need to come to my workshops and I'll show you what else you can do with your VA. I'll tell you here what else you can do. I've got four in the Philippines. I started with one, and probably about after 8 months I got a second one, and both full time, and then we just keep growing and growing and growing. It's just fantastic. I'm loving my VA. Libby, that's great. So as part of the Mafia Academy, we do train and find a virtual assistant for the Mafia and tell you what to give them and how to delegate and all of that. So it's fantastic support for all of you guys. So support, help, brainstorm ideas. Like at the very beginning, my beautiful Tina is my beautiful virtual assistant. We used to spend like hours on the phone, like me driving to meetings and going, Tina, what are you working on today? Okay, I've got to do that as well. Can you remind me? I've got to do this and this. Like, it was just like so good to have someone to talk to. Sometimes as business owners, we're so lonely and just, so hard to get the momentum going, and you just can't do that all by yourself. So it's great to brainstorm ideas, have some help and support, and also multitask. Multitask is so important. So how do you get virtual assistant? These are two beautiful websites that I've started with upwork.com, and I love it. But then I started to find that people were not really committed in there, and so now I do it in onlinejobs.ph, and online jobs is really help us to get the best virtual assistants around. We got now 45 virtual assistants for our clients, and we train them in our staff. Yes, Emma, I know it's quite struggling. It was quite hard to work by yourself, and that's why when you have a virtual assistant, you really have someone to share your stuff with and your ideas, and actually start to go, I have a business. I've got someone that I talk to. I've got someone that I employ. Like, it actually gets real. It's like a reality check. It's really good. So, all right, Francesca, I've decided I'm gonna get a VA, but should I get all my systems ready first? No, no. Don't do that. Thank you for your advice, Michelangelo. You're welcome. So No, don't wait. Like, that's the thing, right? People wait that everything is done before they, no, the other way around. So what we're going to do is we want to let them create the systems for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to get MBA, you onboard someone new, you tell them what you do, what you're about, and then you're going to start to share your screen when you're working so they can see what you do, how you do it, and they're going to let them help you to create the systems and processes and procedures that you need for your business. Don't do it all by yourself. That's the thing, right? The thing that people stop, they go, I need to get all this ready before I get a virtual assistant. And I go, no, when I got a virtual assistant, there was mess, like big time mess. And they helped me create a system and a procedure, and then you improve it, and then you change it, and then you grow together. You don't have to do it by yourself. So it is hard to find a good virtual assistant, I have to say. But the thing is, we just push and push and push and find the right people that have the right mindset more than the right skills, because you can teach skills, but you also can teach mindset, but it's a bit harder to do that, especially virtually. So how do you train them? You share your screen, literally you share your screen, you let them record it, and you just let them write step-by-step process by watching what you do. And you just do that in every area of your business until they are comfortable of taking the lead, going, oh, I've got it, I understand what you want me to do, I can do it. But you can also check that what they wrote down as a procedure, you can add, you can tweak, you can explore. It's just fantastic. I tell them to go and look for training on YouTube, on Google, whenever we want to start a new process or procedure or new platform. I ask them to do some hours of training by themselves, and it's just fantastic. So you want to record the training so that you have it for the future. So if they leave, then you've got someone else, and you've got the procedures now that they've created, you've got the videos done already. Now you tell them, watch the video, watch the procedure, improve it, increase it if you need to, and let's move on. So it's just fantastic, because now you have everything in file for you to go ahead with it. So they're creating the step by step for you. So the virtual assistant, so have we got here, we've got Ray, Babs, Tina, and Dee now in the Philippines, holding the fort for all of us. So the work in the Philippines, I prefer Philippines, is 2 hours behind our time. So it's quite easy to communicate and talk with them, and they're not that far away in time zone. They are very loyal people. The Philippines are beautiful, beautiful hearted, very loyal people, and that's why I bought them a flight ticket to come here to Australia to visit us, so then they can, we can get to know them, and we can actually realize that they are real people, and we're all here together working on the business, which is fantastic. Like tomorrow we have the biggest event of history. We got 65 RSVP for the Brisbane event, which is great. It's so exciting, and they're all gonna get to see it, which is fantastic, because it's so much easy. Like, yes, you can watch it online, yes, you can follow me online, but when you meet me face to face, it's just a different thing, right? When you meet the team face to face. And for them, was the first time overseas for 2 of them, and it's great to get them, outside the country and see new stuff. We're going to take them on holiday as well. They're part of the family, right? Because it's really important for us to do it. So what can virtual assistant do for you? That's the biggest question. And guys, if you have any questions, just go ahead, because I really love to help you out. Hey, Francesca, so excited to meet your VA team. Yes, Rita, you'll meet them in the 3-day workshop in May, not long now. That's really good. So social media manager is the biggest thing, right? So my virtual, so I've got 4 virtual assistants now. One that does admin, marketing, sales, and virtual assistant training. So we've got literally 4 virtual assistants now, which is fantastic, and one does graphic design as well. How beautiful, Francesca, your VA team must love you. Oh, because we love them, and you've got to look after your team. You've got to look after your team to make sure that they feel part of the family and they feel part of everything else. social media community manager. So they run my social media. What I mean by that is that obviously I used to create the content and I used to do all the things that I need to do, and then they spread it out on your social media. Now they're getting so good at it that I don't need to do that anymore. My Australian team obviously double check it and make sure that the spelling and things like that is all right, and then we off we go. A lot of people assume that you get a virtual assistant and boom, they're gonna be good to go, good to run it, right? And I can guarantee you, like, I've got really, really smart people in my team in the Philippines, in Australia, everywhere. And no matter where you get someone from, you need to train them. You need to spend some time with them. You need to. I mean, I did that mistake that I haven't trained many people in my team and just jumped them straight into the deep end at the beginning, and now I realize, oh yeah, I should have trained them a little bit more. I should have spent a bit more time. I should be more patient and all of that. So it's a bit of a yes, even if we do train virtual assistant for our clients, you still need to spend a little bit of time in your business to understand how you talk, how you express yourself, how you want things done, how many times you want to connect with your clients. That's still part of it. You still need to do that bit. You cannot skip that. So social media manager, but you still need to obviously supervise it. Social media community manager, which means that we have a Facebook group, Entrepreneurs Abundance Mindset, with over 8,000 people in there now, and they are in charge of managing that group. So they to keep the engagement up, to reply to every comment, to make sure that there is a bit of momentum in there, that the people are active in it, and the posts are correct, the posts are not right, they're gonna get deleted, and all of that. So emails, they can write emails, and obviously you need to double check them for a little bit, but eventually they're going to be able to do it. So my virtual assistant now been with me for 3 years, 2 years, and 2 years, and one is new, a couple of months. So 100%, like, you just want eventually you want to trust them and let them do it all, but for a while, like, we had to double check, because obviously you want to make sure that what you're putting out there is still resonating with who you are and what you want to do. They can do graphic design, they can fill up all your attendees list, they can do all your Excel spreadsheets and reports, and to just help you understand where clients are coming from, how to convert them, how many you converted from this channel, how many you converted from that channel. Like, there's so many things that you can do once you have someone to support you, because you can't do all this by yourself. I don't know you, but when I used to have Excel spreadsheets and I was just a one-man band, then I wouldn't keep it up to date. I wouldn't keep going with it. I'd just keep, I forgot to fill it out, and then you lost so much content, and then you just go, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So having someone that can do these things for you, it's really important. And also understanding the personality of the virtual assistant before you hire them, that is really important too. So it's that peace of mind of having someone that can help you and support you, and get your business up and running with you. Do you guys have any questions about virtual assistants? Because I really would love to know, where are you? Oh, you guys can hear me? Fantastic. Okay. Database is so important. I talk to many businesses that just tell me that they've got these Excel, or not even, sometimes people have like a drawer with all the business cards. I'm like, have you not put the business cards in a database? They go, oh, no, what do I need a database for? And I go, oh my goodness. If you're in business and you don't have a database, then we really need to talk, because we need to get you set up with the database so that you can start to know where people are coming from, who they are, how they're watching you, how many emails they're opening, and all of that. So the virtual assistant can manage and look after your database and help you with reports and bring things out, because all this stuff, like, if you listen to this and you think they're boring, then that is why you need a virtual assistant, because they can do it for you, and you can just stick to what you're good at, which is most likely your creative personality, and you don't like to do this stuff. How do I source some great international VAs? Emma, there is, as I said before, there is 2 platforms that we use, do it from Upwork and from online jobs.ph. But again, the only problem with the virtual assistants is that they're good, but they can, you gotta find someone that is not a experienced virtual assistant, because when you get someone that is too experienced, they obviously start to charge more, and they also start to multitask too much and have too many jobs and too many things, and then now they're not focused on your business. So strongly recommend that you find someone that is not as experienced and that you teach them the trades, and not the other way around. One other base, if one of my team can just send the Entrepreneur link that we have, so that you can that's the best one that we found, and we strongly recommend that. Strongly recommend that. Fantastic, Tina, thank you. Repurposing content. So I don't want to do videos after videos after videos all the time. I don't have time. I'm running a $1 million business here. I'm busy. I've got meeting after meeting after meeting, and I need to make sure that I multitask and I actually repurpose all my content. So this live video that you're watching now, this weekly webinar, gets transcribed from one of my VAs. They actually use a app to do that now, and then they check that it's all correct, and then now they split it in different posts to put on social media. They create a blog. They do so many things that it gets done from this, that from one video now is becoming a newsletter, it's becoming posts, it's becoming, it goes on YouTube, it gets more uploaded in a site that we have, right? So it gets multitask. Yes, I like that idea. So you don't have to do that in multiple places all the time. So repurposing content is just so important. And a lot of people, like I've got Tina came to Australia 3 years ago, a year and a half ago, and the other girls just came here this time. And the reason why a lot of people say, but it's a lot of money. Yes, it is quite expensive to get people to come here to Australia, but in the same time is that once you meet them face to face and once you get to know them, you can actually work together. So we're doing a lot of team building exercises the next few weeks, and work together as a team to make sure that we understand who we are, we understand what we do, and we just work together on projects that, yes, you can work online, but being in the same room is so much easier and so much more efficient, if you want. All right, guys, have you got any more questions? Oh, Tina, if you can put that link to Emma here in the Meetup Queen, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. Do you employ them on casual or permanent basis, Vanessa? Vanessa, 100% on full-time basis, permanent basis, absolutely. Because the reason is it's like they're contracted, right? Because they're outside Australia, so the rules are different. It's not like hiring someone here that you've got to pay tax and super and all of this stuff. That is not part of it, but you get virtual assistants that they work in someone else. You do a contract, and there's a contractual agreement, and I now pay also holidays and and sick day and stuff like that. Although I have to say the VAs has been with me for 3 years and 2 years each, and I can't remember maybe once or twice they said they were sick. They work when they're sick. They're just so loyal to the business. They're beautiful people, and also that they work from home, so sometimes I allow them to go and watch the kids at school and things like that, because you got to be a bit more flexible if you want to keep the good people working for you. So part-time, I don't believe in part-time. I don't believe in casual. I believe that when people work part-time for you, they go away, and the time that they come back, I used to work part-time for a company. I remember that time that I come back to work, it just takes me that bit, to push through, and then I go, oh, I'm done now, I'll do the rest next week. It just doesn't get the momentum as it is when you're full-time. So I'm not passionate about part-time, and I prefer having someone full-time, because you can actually work together and you don't have to wait on things. And yeah, I don't believe in casual or part-time. Full-time people, and also for them, if someone is part-time, they're gonna find something else for the rest of the time, right? Because they're gonna find another job, because they can't live on part-time wage. And so now you've got someone that is starting somewhere else, and if they like it and they're gonna give them a full-time job, now you lost your someone, and losing someone means it is so much money in training, in finding someone else. It's just not worth it. I'd rather pay them full-time and have them committed to my business than do it in any other way. right? So that is how I like to do it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today talking about virtual assistant and delegating so that you can grow your business instead of having to keep it all by yourself. And sometimes there's also a bit of control that happens here. We're going, I don't want anyone to touch my stuff, right? I'd rather do it by myself, right? You got to set it up properly, and that's why we train and teach Mathians how to do it and how to set it up so that we can you can go on a peace of mind, making sure that things are working properly. We use one password to make sure that you have control of all the passwords and all of that, so you can see when and who is logging in on things and all of that. So it's just fantastic. And if you are in Brisbane, come along to our workshop tomorrow. 65 people. We actually are about to announce it fully booked because you can't fit people in that room. But also, if you are missing out and you want to join me in my half-day workshop online next week, we got 125 registrations already. I know it blows my mind. So it's going to be a big half-day workshop. So 4 hours with me, or 3 hours with me online, like we're doing now, but like just me and you working on showing you how to do all this, how to grow a following, how to do your social media, how to get bums a seat at your workshops and events. So if you've been canceling events or you don't know how to go one to many, or even you don't know how to get fully booked one-on-one, we can show you how to get clients, how to get people, how to get yourself successful and famous, so that other people want to work with you, so that you become the go-to expert in your niche. So see all these photos that we can see behind me here? These are all our clients. We teach people how to create groups like these of people, of communities and tribes, so that they can look help people and change people's lives and impact people. And at the same time, you can look famous online, so that you can start to build your network and build your community around you, and look at a person of influence on social media. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I look forward to see you next Monday, 11 o'clock. And if you are a Mathian, make sure that now you jump straight into the Mafia Academy secret Facebook group, where I'm going to answer all your Q&A. Fantastic. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you. Yeah, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Sally. Can't wait. Bye.